Looks like it's going to be another beautiful day here at the coast. Good old Carolina Beach. Look at all the surfers out in the water this morning, taking advantage of some waves. It's going to be an awesome day, and it's going to be a fun time this video today because we're going to get our sugar high on today, and we're going to eat some donuts. Good morning, my friends. Welcome back to the channel. Hitch Hiking Yeti here once again. Thank you so much for joining me today. Man, I'm feeling so good. My wife told me yesterday, she was like, hey, when are you going to make your wake and bake donut vlog? You've covered the other donut shops here on the island. You need to do a wake and bake. You like wake and bake, and you know what? You're right, I do like wake and bake. So today is that day. We are going to score some wake and bake donuts. I'm going to show you where it's located. We're going to try out a few donuts. I'm going to take the rest home to the family. And it's going to be great. And I'm going to do a little bit of updates. We got some updates going on today we're going to cover. We got a couple things that is just opened here in the last series of days. Last week, possibly. And when I'm looking at one of them right now, right here, this hotel right here just opened. Thank you for hanging out with me today. I really do appreciate it. So let's go ahead and begin. As I walk back to the parking lot, check out this awesome truck right here. That is a beautiful paint job. It's a Ford Raptor. Man, that paint is immaculate, and the wheels goes along with it. That really looks good. Okay, and here is the news. The Oceaneer Motel, which this is the old retro sign, they never did change it, is now open for business. Summer 2025, July 4th. We're rocking. This is happening. Oceaneer Motel is now open, but it's actually not a motel anymore. They actually now refer to it as a hotel, which is a little bit surprising because I always thought a motel was a motel because the doors was on the outside of the building looking out, and if it was a hotel, the doors that would take you into your room would be like in a hallway, like in an interior section of the facility that you're in. But maybe not, because if that was true, the Hampton Inn that I normally stay in Cocoa Beach, it would also be deemed as a motel because the doors are facing outward, and it's just a big like 8-story fancier version of this. So, and it calls itself a hotel. So I don't know, I'm all confused when it comes to the difference between a motel and a hotel. So all that being said, now let's go ahead and make our way on down to Food Lion, and I got something to show you down there, and then we're going to go get our wake and bake donuts and get our eats on. I'm going to show you some of these donuts, man. They really are good. All right, I've made my way over here to Food Lion, and I'm actually right behind Walgreens next to Food Lion right here. And this here is the new putt-putt course or mini golf here in Carolina Beach. And that is happy for me to let you know that it is now open for the season. They have completed construction. Man, they worked really fast on this place. I can't believe they already have it open, but it is now open. Surfs Up Mini Golf, or you can go to surfsupminigolf.com. Maybe check out prices and things. Really cool. I love the beach balls right here. Nice touch. And that like VW bug that they have here in the middle, and that they have like some suitcases on it and a surfboard. How classic is that? Love that retro vibe of the 70s. Yeah, Surfs Up is right, man. They got quite a few surfboards kind of scattered around the mini golf. Got a big old pelican right there too. He's pretty awesome. They even have surfboards hanging on the side of the building here, where you can go inside and purchase your tickets. That's really nice. I really like this. Done a fantastic job with it. All right, so now we know that Surfs Up Mini Golf is open. I'm glad I was able to bring that good news to you. And now we're here right next to Food Lion. You will find Wake and Bake Donut Shop. So when you head inside Wake and Bake, the first thing you will notice on your left is they have some merchandise, t-shirts and hats, etc., coffee cups, things like that. They also normally have in the morning hours free donut holes for you to try to see if you like them or not. And then they have their display case next to that with all their tasty, delicious donut creations. They got all kinds of donuts here, from Wake and Bacon donuts. They have like specialty donuts each month that you can buy and give them a try, of course. And they are outrageous. Some of them have Oreo cookies on top of them. Some of them's like a creme brulee donut, which we will be trying today. And then down in the very bottom left, you will find a pie donut and like a Pop-Tart donut. A Pop-Tart inside of a donut. How insane is that? All right, here is the reveal. This here is our Wake and Bake donuts. I actually picked out 6 donuts. And this is what we're dealing with here. Look at that. Look at that goodness. So I'm going to start from the left and go to the right. So these two right here, this here is their creme brulee donut. That looks amazing. And right next to it, this right here is my all-time favorite. This here is the Wake and Bacon. That is a maple glaze with crumbled up bacon across. The reason I can't give you a lot of insight on the creme brulee is because, well, I've never had it before. So we just kind of have to roll with that. Okay, this right here is just their plain Jane glaze. This here is just their everyday glazed donut. And this is their fabulous cream-filled donut. So yeah, we're gonna have fun with this. This is gonna be really, really tasty. All right, so today we're gonna start off with something easy. Something everyone can relate to. Dang, these donuts are freaking huge. This right here, see my head? This here is their glazed donut. That is nice. Let's give this thing a try. All right here is the innards of the glazed donut. Very nicely done, very tasty. I will tell you this, you know, we have 3 other donut locations here on Pleasure Island, and to be honest with you, they're all 3 different. So hopefully out of one of these 3, I'll put the link in the description down below to the other places for you to try. But all 3 of them are vastly different. I will say this, Wake and Bake is probably the most over the top, crazy designed, craziness. I mean, like the Pop-Tart inside of a donut, that is crazy. But they have that there. The other donut shops don't do that. So all that being said, let's go ahead and move on to our next one. All right, next donut up. This here is their fabulous cream-filled donut. And you know there's cream in it because they put a little dab of the cream on the top of it. So chocolate covered on the top. Once again, very big, heavy donut, man. Let's do it. Okay, right here's the inside of the cream-filled donut. Very nicely done. Nice and sweet too. If you like sweet treats, you're gonna love this donut, that is for sure. All right, this next donut is a favorite of mine. This is what I normally get when I go to Wake and Bake. This here is their Wake and Bacon donut. It has that maple glaze on it. And then on the top, we have it topped off with bacon. And their bacon is what makes it for me. That's why I love it so much, is the bacon is really, really good. And right here is my bite from the Wake and Bacon. This thing is just gangster. This is like my favorite donut where they put like the maple and the bacon on it from any place I ever go to. This right here is a must try if you're a fan of the bacon and the maple style donuts. Try it out right here. Wake and Bacon, baby. So this here is their creme brulee donut, which should have a custard on the inside of it. And then on the top where you see it kind of brown, that's actually caramelized sugar. So this is really going to be a bite of all bites, I believe. I love creme brulee, so I'm going to see if we like this creme brulee donut. All right, so the only thing I know to do is just take a big old bite of this bad boy because there's just stuff all over it. So here we go. I will tell you this. Yeah, it's kind of hardened on the top, so they did get that part right. So here we go. Bon appetit. Okay, this right here is awesome. Look at that custard on the inside of this donut. And sure enough, they did a fantastic job with the caramelized sugar on the top of the donut, because when you bite in, it's got that little crunch, and then it just sinks down in. You get that nice custard on the inside. It is so cool and chilled, and then you get that crunchiness. Oh man, that is so good. This gives me flashbacks to a Walt Disney World. They have, about a year ago, they came out with this this new like creme brulee croissant at the Magic Kingdom. You can get it back here at Gaston's Tavern. I've documented it here on this channel, I think 2 times now. So, because I love creme brulee. And this right here is every bit as good as that. I am not kidding to you. This is really good stuff. This is a big winner. So if you come to town and you ask for this and see if they have any, okay? They didn't have a whole lot left this morning when I was there. And I was there at 9:30, so they sell very quickly. But this right here was fire. So very much good. All right, that will conclude our donut food review today here at the Carolina Beach Lake. Wake and Bake Donuts was awesome. Very good donut. And man, I'm gonna tell you something, Wake and Bacon has always been my favorite there. I'm gonna tell you something right now. If that creme brulee sticks around, sometimes they bring specialty donuts out, and that could be a specialty donut. My goodness. That creme brulee is awesome. It is well done. So very good. And it is going to taste really good with my coffee this morning once I get that brewed when I get back home. But man, really good. It's going to be a hot one today too, because at 9 a.m. this morning, it's already 87 degrees. So any of you folks that are in the southeast, you know what I'm talking about. The heat has been quite sweltering this summer so far. So definitely stay in your AC, stay cool. Everybody stay good out there. This is pretty much wrapping it up for me today. And we got us a friend that just showed up here at the lake. That, my friends, is an alligator, and they're actually feeding him, it looks like bread. That is definitely frowned upon. I do not condone people to feed alligators anything, ever. That is not a good idea. The fish are enjoying it too, it looks like, and maybe a turtle, but the gator right there, yeah, I know he's a little guy, but a little guy will become a big guy, but I would not be, you know, feeding gators. Not a good idea. All that being said, I'm all done today. Thank you so much for watching as always. I'm the Hitchhiking Yeti, my friends, and I will see you on my next adventure. Y'all stay safe and don't feed gators, and I will see you all very soon, I hope. Stay cool.